begin by saying, has anyone ever taken a Bible, shown you how you can know for sure going to heaven? The Bible contains bad news and good news. Bad news, something about you. Good news, something about God. The bad news is we're all sinners. Romans 3:23 says, we've all sinned and come short of the glory of God. The God's standard is perfection. You could take a rock and throw it towards the moon. I could do the same. You might get yours further than me. I might get mine further than yours. We would both miss it. Same time, we've all come short of God's standard of perfection. We've all sinned. But the bad news gets worse. The second thing it says is the penalty for sin is death. Romans 6:23. Wages of sin is death. If you worked for me a day and I paid you $50, those are your wages. Because we've sinned, we've earned death. We deserve to die, be forever separated from God. But after the Bible gives the bad news, it gives the good news. All it's saying in a nutshell is since there's no way you could come to God, God decided to come to you. Just there are two things about bad news you need to know, the two things about good news. First is Christ died for you. Romans 5:8 says, God proved his love towards us in that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. If you're dying of cancer, I said, let's take cancer cells from your body, put them into my body. I died in your place. Christ died in our place. He was our substitute. And that's why just as the bad news gets getting worse, good news keeps getting better. And the second thing it says is you can be saved through faith. Ephesians 2:8-9 says, for by grace are you saved through faith, that none of yourselves. It's a gift of God, not of works, lest anyone should boast. We use the illustration of a chair. You sit down in a chair, you trust the chair to hold you. Putting your faith in Christ means trusting him to save you. Not your good life, your baptism, your church attendance, or Christ and your church attendance, but Christ alone. Once you trust Christ, you're forever his. Simply a bad news, good news approach. And people love it for two reasons. There's no one alive who can identify bad news, good news. Nobody. And secondly, they find it easy to remember when they're frozen in fright in front of a non-Christian.
Yeah.
They find it easy to remember.
Hey, I'd like to get on to Misconception 16, which says that if you come to me, I want either all of your life or none of it. The all or none situation.
He's Lord of all or not Lord at all.
Yeah, or not Lord at all. Yeah, it's as you address that, these are impediments, I think, that get put in the way that keep people from trusting Christ.
Yes, that's a confusion of salvation and discipleship. Salvation is completely free. Whosoever will can come. Discipleship involves a cost. The gospel defined in 1 Corinthians 15. Discipleship is defined in Luke 14. Deny yourself, take up the cross, and follow me. But salvation free, discipleship involves a cost. And therefore, you cannot confuse the two. But at the same time, there is reward for those who follow after Christ. But God's not saying give up your life and you have to surrender all of your life to me. Yeah, I think you have to come to God recognizing he's Lord God Almighty, yes. But make him Lord of every area of your life is not part of salvation. That's part of discipleship and growth. Because there's areas you don't even know he's not Lord till you grow. And frankly, who of us on any given day would say Christ has been Lord of every area of my life?
Yeah.
One place he obviously has been Lord is pride, or you wouldn't say that. But the fact is, every one of us at times give God something in our life and then we take it back. But, you know, he's not saying, I want all of your life for none of it. He's saying, will you trust me?